came up with 5 ways, 5 methods to conquer your fear of snakes. When I first got them, or before I got all my snakes, whatever, I was low-key, I was a little nervous, so yeah, let me grab Kiki real quick and then we'll get started. So this is my snake, Kiki. She's a albino boa constrictor imperator. She's really cool. I've had her for about going on 2 months now. Yeah, she's really cool. So she's pretty much my ambassador. So she's the one, like, whenever people are like, oh man, I'm so afraid of snakes, I take her out because she's just so gentle. Number 1, confidence. You have to have confidence. At the end of the day, like, that's the most important thing. You have to have confidence because if you don't, like, they're gonna take advantage of that. Confidence is everything. And some key things that I did or would do to kind of build confidence, kind of depends on the situation you're in, right? Maybe, you just got your snake and you brought it home and now you're afraid of it. You're afraid to, take it out of its enclosure. Well, there are a couple things to do to kind of just, build you into gaining that confidence. Because at the end of the day, it's this trust between both species, right? Between you as human and, your snake. But, building that confidence. So what I would do is, honestly, I was using gloves when I would first handle them because I didn't, know if they would strike me. So when you're going into their enclosure, you gotta be confident. If you go in there and you're just like kind of jerking your hand around, there's a good chance you could get bit. Especially a baby like this, like they're still, kind of new to everything. And so they see a little warm finger right there, they're gonna probably associate that with, a rodent, unfortunately. So, there's certain little things you can, do to avoid that. And that just comes with research. But like I said, number 1 is confidence. So you have to build that confidence in order to really enjoy the experience. Because and that takes a while. So, it'll take a while, but just know you'll make it. I was afraid of those. There's no way in hell I imagined, like, I'd be doing this, for real. It's like, I'm definitely, like, serious. I did not think I'd be doing this. So number 1 was confidence, so building that confidence and just trying to gain that confidence. Let's say you don't have a snake yet and you're interested, you're like, man, I really want one, but I'm afraid, like, how do I overcome that? Well, my suggestion to you would be either to hit up, a friend of yours who may have a snake, that's already tamed or tamed down and not defensive. It's like someone has a snake like, Kiki here. It's a great way to kind of get comfortable and, like, kind of see, like, man, like, okay, this is what it's like. Another way is if you just go to your local pet store, reptile store, like, specifically. Those places I think just usually have a little more knowledge on reptiles versus, like, PetSmart or Petco. You can go on YouTube and find a whole bunch of stories about people with Petco and PetSmart. Yeah, if you visit your local pet store, that's a great way to start playing and petting. Some of them are holding them and just kind of seeing, like, how they, respond and how they are. The first one, like, I was really interested in boas. So, for me, I was just like, man, but I'm just curious to, like, how big do they get? And so, I went and I visited my local pet store or my local reptile store. And I got to hold, like, one of the adults. Like, it was a big dude. Like, that boy, he was, like, probably about, like, I don't know, like 8 feet or so, 7, 8 feet. Anyways, it just didn't seem as bad as I thought it would be. And long story short, I felt way more comfortable with it. And then I got, my boa here, and, right off the bat, like, holding her and handling her, like, she's always just been really chill. So, have had nothing but really good experiences with her. Here's Kiki. She's curious more than anything, like I said. But yeah, that's her. And, yeah, so I was just saying, confidence. But yeah, visit your local pet store, and, there you can check them out and hold them. And then, like I said, you get a real feel for, like, okay, this is what it would feel like, okay? I definitely implore people to try the bigger ones too. Just to repeat, number 1 was confidence. So just trying to build that confidence, right? And then number 2 was, going out and trying to get some experience with that confidence. So I was saying, like, visiting a local pet store or something like that. So say, like, maybe you already have one and then you're just still, like, nervous. You could still go to a local reptile store and then, ask them for advice and, like, kind of within handling, because most of the times if you go to, like, a good, reputable place, they usually do handle their snakes a lot better there. And so, like, you can, get a little comfortable. Number 3 is just picking a snake or picking one that's just smaller, smaller. Like I said, maybe it's a baby, maybe it's just a corn snake, maybe it's a baby corn snake, maybe it's just a BCI baby like this. My experience with BCI babies is that they're really chill. I've held many of these, and like, I don't know, all of them I've held have been really chill. So that's number 3. Maybe just start with something that's just a little bit smaller, and in that way, you kind of grow with it and build that trust. Number 4 is patience, which is hard for most, I understand, but it's a patient process, and each snake is different. Like my ball python, I know ball python fans hate to hear it, but he is very defensive. He is the most defensive snake I have of all the snakes I have. But that doesn't mean he's bad. It doesn't mean he's evil or angry. It's just that he just needs more time. I've only had him for about 3 months, I think. And of those 3 months, 1 whole month I wasn't even handling him because I just wanted him to acclimate into his enclosure. But anyways, long story short, just patience, man. It takes a second for them to get comfortable. Some are just chill right off the bat. Like, both my boas, like as soon as I got them, they were like just chill. Like they're ready to be handled. Kiki here, I let her sit in her enclosure for about like a week and a half. I didn't touch her. And then I fed her, she ate. And so like then the next boa I got, I handled him after, the same kind of way, left him alone for a week, and then I handled him after I fed him. And they're just great, great animals. I handle them almost like every day, obviously, except for if it's a feeding day, or technically not supposed to handle them 2 hours before feeding, so I'm always cautious of that. And then typically, I usually just wait 48 hours just to be safe, let them kind of calm down and, really digest their food. Typically people say you can wait 24 hours, but I just do 48 just to be safe. But so number 5 is research. So just to do your research, if you're interested in a certain snake, whatever, a certain species, just do your research. Just know, okay, like certain species of snakes just aren't really like handleable, like that doesn't mean like you can't handle that certain species. Okay, let's do. Okay, so number 5, like I said, is research. Just do your research, because like not all, like I said, not all species of snakes really are handleable. I'm not saying that just because they're typically not handleable doesn't mean that you can't tame one. Like a green tree python, for example. Like they're known to be like not really handleable, but there's a lot of people on YouTube who have them and would beg to differ. You're sliding. Anywho, so that's the top 5 ways to get over your fear of snakes. So just to kind of repeat them, number 1 was confidence. It's just building that confidence for yourself. And number 2, visit a local pet shop, because that's a great way to kind of gain a little experience before you make a purchase. Then number 3, sorry, it's really hard to handle and do this at the same time. But so number 3, we said, was maybe start with something that's just a little bit smaller, so they could be like a baby, or maybe it's like a corn snake, or just something that's just not big, or whatever it is that you feel comfortable with. Like some people, they're really into corn snakes, and that's all they like. Or some people are really into ball pythons, and that's just what they like. And that's just what they like. And so find that particular species that just works best for you. Number 4 was patience. So just being patient with the process, because it's exactly what it is. It's a process. For both of you, they have to get used to you and just learn to trust you, and you have to learn to trust them. And last but not least, just do your research. Just make sure some, like I said before, some snakes are just easier and more manageable to handle, and others typically aren't, just by nature. I'm not saying that you can't eventually tame them down, but some just are just more difficult, and it's just going to take more patience. Anyways, so that's that. I hope you guys enjoyed my top 5 ways to conquer your fear of snakes. These steps work for me, and that's why I'm able to kind of do more like what I do now, and not be afraid nearly as much as I used to be. Like definitely have way more confidence, and just that alone, doing this builds so much confidence, and it's really cool. It's a really cool process. But anyways, like I said, that's that. And if you watch my channel, you know that I like to do positive of the day. So positive of the day is conquering fears. Like, go do something today that you've always wanted to do. And maybe it was making a YouTube video. Maybe it's, I don't know, maybe it's buying a snake. Go out to a pet store, go to a local pet store and go hold one. You know what I'm saying? Like, do something cool that you're afraid of, and just watch like how awesome you feel. Like, you'll be like in love almost. Like, you'll be like, oh man, you want to tell everybody. You'll be like, man, this is so cool, you guys gotta try it. Anyways, my point is that you find happiness, and I swear it's the most like rewarding happiness, like when you conquer a fear. So that's my positive of the day. Go conquer a fear today, and just you go watch how great you feel afterwards. Anyways, that's that. Black Hippie and Kiki, thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you want to see more videos of Kiki and me. Like I said, she's a really good girl, and we're growing together, and I want you guys to also grow with us too. And to be a really cool thing. Like I said, I have other snakes as well. So if you're like curious to see what they look like and what they're about, check out some of those other videos. But like I said, we'll wrap it up. Please like, please comment, please subscribe. Anyways, this is Kiki, and I'm Black Hippie, and thanks for watching, and I'm out.